Good afternoon, y'all, and welcome to Southern Soul Tarot. So today we are going to be doing a reading on Ezra McCandles. So her birth name was also Monica Kay, or she also went by Monica Carlin. So her date of birth was 10/6/98, and she is a Libra. So this crime took place in Wisconsin, and basically she is charged with the murder of Alex Woodworth, and she has been sentenced to life. So this happened on March 22nd of 2018. So basically there was a love triangle between Alex Woodworth, Ezra McCandles, and then also she had somebody else she was dating named Jason Mingle. So she had wanted to get back with Jason, but the relationship with Alex was getting in the way. So she had said that they had went somewhere in her car in kind of like a secluded location, and she had claimed that he started to try to sexually assault her by cutting off her clothes, and that he had also grabbed her by the arm supposedly and then carved the word boy into her arm. She said that during the relationship that Alex would sometimes refer to her as a boy, and that she had at some points had gender identity issues, as she had said during the trial when she was younger, that she had sometimes felt like she was a boy also. So that was something they supposedly connected on during their relationship. But when she was trying to end it again to get back with Jason Mingle, they do believe that that is the reason why she had went ahead and stabbed Alex. I want to say he was stabbed 16 times, I want to say. And then also in the back seat, she claimed that's where it started, but there was very little blood in the back seat, investigators said. So they did not believe that most of the struggle happened in the back seat. So she was arrested on April 6th of 2018, and she was convicted of murder and sentenced to life with possibility of parole after 50 years, but it had to be supervised. So, and actually her name, Ezra McCandles, she had also gotten that from, I want to say it was rather a book or some type of crime series, something of the sort, but it was something that she had picked up through a literary document that she had read. So we're going to go ahead and start doing the reading. We're going to use the Tarot in Wonderland to go ahead and start it, because that is kind of like the idea of the relationship. It was very Alice in Wonderlandish to me in the very beginning of how she explained it. And then we're going to use the steampunk. These are both by Barbara Moore, to go ahead and clarify and show what exactly was probably going on in her head. And then we'll use some other oracles, and I'll go ahead and name those off as we get to them. But that is who we are going to be looking at again. Her name is Ezra McCandles. She has been sentenced to life for the murder and stabbing of Alex Woodworth on March 22nd of 2018. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put the steampunk off to the side for now. And start with, the Tarot in Wonderland. This will be here, actually. Alright, so we're going to ask basically for Ezra's spirit guides to come in with Alex's spirit guides. So since they were both there, obviously Alex is not here to tell his side, so we're going to see what we can get out of it with the cards. So I want to thank y'all for clicking on the video and joining me. I hope that y'all enjoy it. Like I said, if this is y'all's first time here, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe bar if you enjoy the video. We also do lives, and then I do other cases by request, and then I also do series and add to series for the kings and queens and a couple other serial killers, things like that. So we're going to go ahead again and ask for Ezra's spirit guides to come in with Alex's and give us a better picture on what exactly happened the days leading up to his murder, the day of his murder, and how she and him are feeling now towards the situation. So we're going to see his energy comes in the strongest. We're going to ask for Archangel Michael, spirit guides, source, and ancestors to come in to help with this reading as well. So I'm going to go ahead and ask what was going on the days leading up to Alex's murder. They do feel it was planned, so we want to see what was going on in Ezra's mind the days leading up to Alex's murder. So there was 8 of Pentacles. So this is going to be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. So there was some energy being put into that day that she went ahead and, stabbed him. So that was something she had been working on. It was planned. She did write. It was, he also did keep a journal. So as you see, they are scribbling the pentagram here onto the paper. So that is time that they are putting into it. So that kind of to me validates the diaries, the time that was put into it. The number 8 could have played a factor into it to how long she planned it. So, or I think she was also with Jason, I want to say 8 months. So And that is the reason she had murdered Alex, to get him out of the way to be with Jason. So the day that it happened, the reason she did it, there's more pentacles. So it is putting more work. I don't feel like this was so much money related, more as it was earthly related, as far as the relationships, what she wanted from them material wise, and things like that. So I do feel that the day that she murdered him, she did feel that it was bringing an equal balance into the situation for herself. So let's go ahead and see how they're feeling now about it. Four of Wands. So Four of Wands in reverse energy is going to be an unhappy home, the breaking of a foundation, and like kind of like these cars, if you hit it just wrong, it's going to collapse. So that's basically what's happened from the situation at hand. So with the Eight of Pentacles, we are going to see why and how she was planning this, for what reason. So with the Eight of Pentacles, we're going to see why she was planning this and for what reason. She was planning it because of the Ten of Cups. So this is going to be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces energy as far as water. But the Ten of Cups is going to show an emotionally fulfilled and abundant home. So that is what I think she thought was going to come out of the situation. That she was going to be able to possibly have the relationship that she wanted with Jason. So let's also go ahead and see with the Ten of Cups, why else is that here for the Eight of Pentacles for the days leading up to his murder. Could be weeks or months also. So let's go ahead and see why the Ten of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles is here for leading up to Alex's murder. A lot of communication. So that's kind of what was coming in. There was a lot of journals. A lot of information was left within the journals. And so I think she also had written a few things in hers as well. I do believe she kept the journal as well. I want to say that was presented during the trial too. So, but if it was not her journal, I do feel like this was a lot of communication that was coming in. And it was kind of like also her coming to Alex, I think, verbally speaking it to him, as well as with the action of the wands, and making him feel as if there was a forward movement within the relationship, being that sometimes the arrows can represent kind of love arrows to me when it's looking at a relationship situation. So with the Six of Cups, is she felt that day that it brought in a balance. I want to see why she felt that way. What balance was she trying to bring in and why? So Judgment. So she felt this needed to happen so that she could move forward in the situation with Jason. So that is why I think that she went ahead and did that. That is the energy I'm picking up off the card. And then also you do have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So it's going to be a little bit lower of the level, because since she was in her early 20s. So, but she was very intelligent. So I do think that's why it's the Knight of Swords in reverse, because she is coming in very quickly. She is using her words and his communication that he's made as far as his words against him. So that day, you know, she felt like whenever, you know, there would be an equal balance and give and take, because he did write certain things in the journal that kind of made it seem as if he could have possibly been suicidal, other things of the sort. So that is kind of the communication she's bringing in with the Knight of Swords in reverse, is she thought that would get her out of it. Why was she feeling Judgment in reverse with the Knight of Swords in reverse the day that he was that she murdered him? What does that have to do with the day that she murdered him? Can you please tell us? Because of the Ace of Wands, and then also the Queen of Swords in reverse. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is going to be in reverse. I do see that there, because I do see where she was bringing in a Knight of Swords energy, where it was kind of coming in fast and very aggressive. So whenever it came down to the actual murder, it came into she went into the Queen of Swords in reverse energy, which is kind of the off with your head energy as far as the queens in the deck. And then she also did go ahead and carve the word boy into her arm. So that is something that also went against her in the trial, because the way she described it happened, it wasn't physically possible with the way that it was carved into her arm. So with the Four of Wands is how she is feeling now towards the situation. The foundation has been broken, so she does not have the happy home with Jason that she had wanted to originally have. So let's go ahead and see how else she is feeling about that. Please tell me what you're feeling the Four of Wands presently, or who is feeling the Four of Wands the most. So we have the Moon. So I do feel like this is a bit of going to be Alex's energy coming out of it. Things have been revealed. So it shows, you know, there was no happiness. Like, she had kind of claimed that they were very happy at one point, and that it started kind of going a different direction. But, you know, the moon has been revealed to show that that is not true, not the way that she presents it. So let's also go ahead and see why the moon is here. Okay, the moon is here because of the Knight of Wands. So she is saying also that she did come in aggressively that day. She did make him feel that she was coming in fast to kind of like mend the relationship a bit, but really in reality, it was the Two of Cups in reverse. So she intended to dump out this relationship on him. So that is what he is kind of clarifying with that energy. So we are going to go ahead and use some of the oracle cards now. I would normally clarify the spread, but I do feel like it kind of came out on its own. And then you do see here at the bottom, there is the Ten of Swords. So that shows the overall energy of the situation, and that is kind of what happened. She did stab him, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So it is showing that that is what happened with the situation. So he is also validating that as well. So we're going to go ahead and see the Heal Yourself Oracle and see what has to come out about that for Ezra McCandles. And again, she murdered Alex Woodworth by stabbing him. So, and that was on March 22nd of 2018. So we're going to go ahead and see what kind of cards that she gets towards the situation on the Heal Yourself Oracle. Sometimes they can show you what her mind frame was at the time. Alright, so take off your mask. So that is something that she was struggling with. It's there 1 + 1. It kind of goes to 2. So it does show that there was 2 different relationships that she was trying to balance. So she needed to take off that mask to be able to get to the bottom of the relationship, and so that everybody could kind of truly see her for what she was. And let's see if we can get one more card for that. Pay attention to signs. So I think this was a bit of Alex's energy saying that he wished he would have paid a bit of more attention to some of the signs that she was giving off that weren't really making sense. But, you know, at the time, it's very easy to miss certain energies and signs when you're kind of in that energy. So let's go ahead and also do the Kipper to see what kind of energies come up for any of the individuals involved. So we know about anybody involved. What was the energy of of Ezra? Marriage. So she did want to marry, actually, Jason, to my understanding. She wanted to eventually have a relationship with him more, and you do see 3 here. So the only thing about that is there is kind of a third energy interfering there. So that would be the reason why she would kind of try to get Alex out of the way. So how she felt about Alex. Let's see how she felt about Alex in the situation so she could move forward and get married. It's the Lovers in reverse. So she did not care for Alex in that sense. 5 + 1 is going to be 6. It's going to be the home life and relationship. So she did not really, and that's why it's going with the pay attention to the signs card. So that is something that I would say, again, goes more towards Alex's energy. So we're going to see with the dark mirrors also what else could have been on her mind. And what made her move forward in the situation the way that she did. Alright, so she has hiding your true self. Now, she did admit to doing this numerous times. She did say that she felt as if that she was trying to... At some times she felt a different gender at certain times, but she tried to hide it with this mask. So when you add the 1 + 4, it's 5, so it's a lot of conflict. It can be mental conflict and physical conflict. So that is something that she did admit to going through. So let's go ahead and see if we can get one more card for her energy. There's 2 that fell out. Let me get the one off the floor. And this is actually, if you look in the community tab, this came out in the practice run reading. So again, if you look at this card, it very much looks like Ezra, especially at the time of the trial. So it is, I won't cry for you. And it is the 22nd of March that she murdered him. So again, very coincidental that it came out again. And yeah, so I think that's very, very coincidental, and very neat, actually, that it came out again, and kind of also went again with the theme and the time and the date of the day that it actually happened, and it does look like her. And the last card that came out is Masquerade, which is going to be 1 + 5, again going to family, home life, and that is what is happening over here. Take off your mask. So she did have, you know, a bit of false, you know, energy going on. So the last deck we're going to look at is going to be the Mausolea. We're just going to see what we can get out of that also. Alright, so it's going to be Morgan Le Fay, the Witch of Ages, Atonement, Growth, and Deceit. So that's kind of what she was doing. You know, she was trying to grow in different ways. You know, and she wasn't really too sure which, you know, gender she wanted to go with. She did admit that at trial. She said she did go back and forth. So there was a lot of things she was struggling with. And she was being deceitful to a certain extent about those things. So, let's get one more card for that too and see if we can get any more energy on anybody's side to see where that's coming from. And that will be the reading for Ezra McCandles. Again, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave it in the comment section. If there's anything else about the case you would like me to read on, just let me know, and I will see if I can get in touch with it. So Arthur, the champion of Avalon, companionship, nobility, and self-realization. So I do feel like this is something that she thought people would look at her as. I do think that's why she tried to compose her energy very well within the case. When she was on trial, she was very well spoken, very intelligent. So I think that is how she thought she was going to get through this. But again, it just didn't really add up with what she said happened and what was going on. So again, this is for Ezra McCandles, and she had murdered Alex Woodworth on March 22nd of 2018. So if you enjoyed the video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. Like I said, if you have not yet joined the Southern Soul Tarot family, we'd greatly appreciate it, and we'd love to have you. And so we'd greatly appreciate it if you click the subscribe bar and the notification bell. So y'all have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.